they weren't able to speak English quite fluently, so that language barrier was most difficult for me.
I think she, like in my experience with an international student, she was really hard worker. Obviously there was like a little bit of communication issues, but that was pretty much it. The only other thing I would say is maybe the expectations were different in terms of like what you expect from like marks wise, like in comparison to non-international students. So yeah.
I was expecting it to be a little bit like harder to work with them, but it wasn't like that at all. I think they bring a lot of like diversity and experience because they come from a different culture. Even though they speak, like usually they speak good English and they understand like the curriculum a lot better than even people here because they're like they have like an intention to be here sort of thing. So I found them a lot more like what's the word? Enthusiastic.
What about you?
Yep.
Sounds about right.
I've had a few, and my general experience in those kind of group settings is more or less depending on the level of English, it can be difficult, but they're always friendly and really wanting to actually do their best and do their part, so it's never really been a problem for me personally.
So how would you rate the experience, I guess?
I guess it depends on the person and who's actually in your group, but I personally have never had any negative experiences, so to me it's good.
Yeah, they are good. They are really dedicated to their work and they're pretty academically strong, so yeah, it's good to work with them.
Most important thing, they are quite dedicated. They always appear on time, and the most common barrier with Chinese students is that the language barrier. What I experienced from my group work, like they weren't able to speak English quite fluently, so that language barrier was most difficult for me. Yeah.
I've only worked with a couple, but they seem very engaged and interested and keen to do well, which is always a good thing. I think the problem with a lot of students that come to university is they don't really know what they're doing. Like they haven't got a direction in life. But the students that I've had contact with seem to have a very clear idea of what they're trying to do,
So
which is good. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
You're right.
留学的真相，故事不一样。